Testing 1, 2. Let's see.
About going up.
Yeah. Good stuff. Celebration guys ready. Cracked screens are ready. Discounted channel points are ready. Leave that up. Finish off my burrito. We're going to pull this down to 5-minute quarters. We are going to get rolling. First game on the agenda. Oh shit, you know what? I can't control the coin toss winners. Because I haven't done the coin toss in game yet. So what I'm going to do is we'll see who wins. Ah, fuck it. I didn't think that one through too good. Hopefully the Bills win the coin toss. Nope. Indianapolis wins. So, that's not going to work. We'll just roll with it. I'm playing as the Bills. Singletary picking up about 9 yards on the play. First down. Picking up about another 10 yards on that one. Indianapolis defense coming in hot. Bringing Singletary to the ground for a 5-yard loss. Allen rolling out. Dumps it off to Cole Beasley. Beasley's got another first down for Buffalo. Indianapolis defense forcing a 4th and out here. Now we're close enough to the 50-yard line. We're going to go for it. Allen Brown, incomplete pass. Turnover at downs. And Buffalo Giving up the ball. Good field position for the Colts. Marlon Mack brought down. Rivers back to pass. Rivers dodging the sack. Hits Mack out of the backfield. Mack deep. Marlon Mack with about a 50-yard touchdown catch to put Indianapolis on the board first. Blankenship kicking off, Roberts to receive. And Buffalo coming back here. Dawson Knox. Go ahead and start this channel point prediction for a chance to win more channel points. We're going to put a 10-minute timer up on this. Timer has started. Look down in the chat. You should see it. It'll allow you to vote. Singletary with the handoff. Time running out here in the first quarter. Indianapolis going into the second quarter with the lead, 7-0. Buffalo offensively has not been able to do much. Incomplete pass. And Buffalo faced with another fourth down. Singletary gets out in front of the defense, picks up the first down for the Bills. Allen deep to Brown. Brown leap and catch. And Buffalo scores. John Brown with about a 35-yard catch. The extra point, no good. Bass to kick off. Hines to receive. Indianapolis maintaining a 1-point lead now, thanks to that missed extra point. Mixed extra point. What the hell am I thinking here? Second down for the Colts. Marlon Mack in the backfield. Mack with the handoff. Mack has a first down. Marlon Mack brought down at about the 37-yard line of Buffalo. Rivers sacked this time. Marlon Mack into the end zone once again for the Colts. First time it was a catch. This time he runs it in. And Buffalo finding themselves down now. 14-6. Allen sacked by DeForest Buckner. Allen's in good condition. I don't know why he's running so slow. Allen down to Stephon Diggs. Diggs with the reception. Diggs out in front of the defense. Fumbles the ball. Buffalo, or the Colts, recover. Buffalo just getting their ass handed to them offensively and defensively here tonight. Incomplete pass intended for Marlon Mack. T.Y. Hilton could not come down with it. We go into the half. Buffalo trailing 14-6. Colts will receive here in the third quarter. Gotta get something going here for the Bills. If nothing, just to make this a little more competitive. Out of bounds from Rivers, incomplete pass. Taron Johnson putting Rivers on the ground. Colts gonna punt. Got 2 minutes left, or just over 2 minutes left in the channel point prediction. The will I win this game or not? If you miss out on this one, the next one will be up at the start of that game. Pitch to Singletary. Picks up about 6 yards on that play. Allen rolls out. Beasley in the flat. Have the first down. Down the field to Diggs. Diggs bouncing off his hands. Incomplete pass. Dawson Knox across the middle of the field. Knox has a good lead over the defense, but is brought down at about the 7-8 yard line. Allen rolling out. Beasley open into the end zone. And Buffalo back on the scoreboard. Still trailing by 2, pending this extra point. Extra point is good this time. The Bills pull back within one. There's a minute left to predict. Will I win this game or not? Look for the channel point prediction in the chat. You can bet as few as 10 points. Whatever you win from the accumulated points in the pool. Marlon Mack. Deep downfield. Incomplete pass. Rivers and Mack been connecting a lot out of the backfield today. Of course, Mack in the first quarter with that 50-yard touchdown catch. Cox, the recipient on that one. First down for the Colts. Incomplete pass. Intended for Burton. And we're going into the final quarter of this game. The Colts leading by 1. Marlon Mack with the handoff. It's Buffalo defense, man. When I controlled them a few weeks ago in the prediction stream game, same goddamn thing. They're just too fucking slow. Hey, Bruce, thank you for the bits. Getting my ass handed to me as the Bills. I do not like playing as the Bills. They don't have the speed that most of the other teams that I like to control have. Allen rolling out. Down the field to Diggs. Diggs fumbled the last time they went to him. He's out in front of the defense big time this time. Into the end zone for the score. Buffalo trying to pull back within 1. I'm probably going to have to do an onside kick this time. .250 left to play in the game. T.Y. Hilton recovers the onside kick. And Indianapolis is in great position to score again. This defense really needs to step up. Rivers with the pass. Incomplete. Marlon Mack with the handoff. And Marlon Mack's into the end zone again. One more shot to get it in the end zone and get an onside kick recovery. Because I fucked myself on our first touchdown by shanking the kick. Bounced off the right upright. Robert's going to run out of bounds. Pass is blocked. Deep to Diggs. Diggs cannot come down with the pass. The man in motion. Defense coming in. Allen fumbles. And that's going to do it for the Buffalo Bills. Ain't going to be no coming back from this bullshit. Devin Singletary. 9 seconds left to play. Singletary is the only offensive player that's really done much today, and that wasn't much. And the Colts advance. Nobody was there for the outcome. So this prediction is over. Nobody won the points for that one. We're going to start the next one up here. Next game up, Seattle and the Rams. I'm going to play as the Rams. Sloman kicks off, Homer to receive. And before we get this started, I'm going to start another prediction. If you're in chat, you should see it pop up here in just a minute. Should pop up in the stream right about now. You can bet as little as 10 channel points. Russell Wilson back to pass. Incomplete pass. Don't forget those channel point predictions that you earned down at the bottom of your chat window. I've discounted some of the Tecmo Bowl related rewards that I have. You can actively get involved in this game by making me either put my controller down on defense, or when I'm on offense, picking a play for me. Metcalf. Leap and catch. Hauling it in for 6 points. And the Seahawks up on the LA Rams. No good extra point. Myers missing it. Allen's gonna sound the horn. Henderson with the kickoff return. Hold on just a second. Let me get this damn thing. I can't do this. Ugh. I got no wind. I gotta take that point thing off of there, man. I can't get that damn thing to go. The fact that the goddamn thing is about 6 feet long makes it hard when I'm sitting at the desk because I'm trying not to hit my monitors and stuff when I pick it up. I remember when I used to be actually to play a little something on it. Now I got winded after one blow. Goff back to pass. Akers with the handoff. Akers again. LA Rams. I'm not doing too good tonight controlling these teams. Hecker with the punt. Moore back to receive. Moore brought down at about the 24-yard line. And as you can see, Bal, up in the bottom right-hand corner, the discounted channel point redemptions. I brought those, the last two, down significantly from what they used to be. Still made the one where I have to put my controller down the most expensive because I don't want people taking advantage of that too much. Metcalf again, deep. And in your chat, you should see the ability to gamble for the points. Just enter as little as 10 points. I didn't need to put the controller down on defense that time. I will wait until the next time I'm actually on defense. Seattle up 13-0 here. Not performing too well in these games tonight. Going into the second quarter. The next time I have the ball defensively, the controller going down for the first play. Goff to Cup. Overthrows. Goff hitting Akers out of the backfield. Akers to about the 40-yard line. About a 20-yard gain on that pass. Goff rolling out. Woods downfield. Woods jumps up in the air. Robert Woods gets to about the 14-yard line. Hand off to Akers. Akers just short of a first down. 2nd down and 1 for the Rams. And Akers reaches the end zone. Puts Los Angeles on the board. Homer with the reception on the kickoff return. Brought down. Controller down. Chris Carson. And he's tackled. Need to adjust my window here so I can see the timer on the channel point predictions. Channel point predictor is at 7:19 left to predict whether or not you think I'm going to win this game. You can bet with as little as 10 points. Whatever's in the pool goes as a split between whoever many people participate. I'm getting all tongue-tied tonight. Russell Wilson getting rid of the pass before he is sacked. Hits Metcalf again. Metcalf so far having a monster day against this Rams defense. Seahawks calling timeout. Wilson kept it. Loss of 6 yards on that play. Wilson runs again. Had a burst of speed, only picked up a yard. Minute 37 left in the first half. Seattle leads 13-7. Carson. Chris Carson brought down after about a 7-yard gain. And Seattle gonna punt. Touchback. Ball will come out to the 20-yard line. To the 25 on this, I'm sorry. Everett downfield. Gerald Everett with the reception. Tackled at the Seattle 47-yard line. Cam Akers. Time running out. How you doing, Columbo? Cam Akers tackled. We're going into the half with the Seahawks leading 13-7. Give a shout out to Columbo. If you don't follow him, you should.
It's his entire stream. It's all
Keeps picking up your just chatting stuff. It doesn't pick up any game stuff. What the hell? But there's your 15 seconds of fame. I gotta change the wording on that. I played your Twitch clip and said your name. Now you can be happy. You got the plug. Yeah, I guess that one was different this time because that one didn't end in a puff of smoke. Akers brought down. 3:59 remaining on the predictions to whether you think I'm going to win this one or not. Right now, not looking too good. Fourth and 15, deep in my own territory. Fuck it, I'm going for it. Seahawks defense. Blitz. Chris Carson taken down after a 1-yard gain. Wilson takes off. He picks another 6 or 7 yards up with that run. Carson, no gain on the play. And Seattle going to add to their lead with a field goal attempt. It is good. Henderson with about a 15-yard return. The Lambs need to start catching balls. Cooper Kupp with the reception. Kupp picks up about 20 yards. Goff back to pass. Everett just short of the first down. Hand off to Akers. Akers has the first down. Picks up about 7 yards to move the chains. Goff gonna throw deep to Woods again. Pass is blocked. Check on these conditions on some of these guys. Seattle defense blitzing again. Woods makes the catch, picks up the first down. 57 seconds left in the third, a minute 12 remaining on the channel point predictions. Do you think I'm going to win this game? Right now, it's not looking too good, baby. Seattle defense blitzing again, intended for Woods. Incomplete, 3rd down and 5 for the Rams. At the Seattle 21-yard line, L.J. Collier sacks Goff. I'm going for it on 4th and 12. Overthrown. Lucky it wasn't intercepted, but not like it means much anyways, because that's a turnover on downs, and Seattle back in control of the ball as seconds tick away in the 3rd quarter. Seattle still leading 16-7 here. It's the moment of truth. The game's on the line. Will I come back? Will they kick my behind? Russell Wilson back to pass. Intended for Metcalf. Metcalf, I guarantee you, he's got close to 100, if not over 100 yards for those catches he was making in the first half of this game. Wilson hauling ass. Fumbles. Rams recover, baby. Donald with the recovery. Celebration guy, what do you got to say about that? Now, can I take advantage of this with 3:48 left and put the Rams back in the ball game? Pass is blocked again. I just need to stop with that fucking play. Surely he can't block it a 3rd time, can he? Robert Woods, intended receiver. Deep to Woods again. Woods coming up with the catch. And the Rams moving the ball here with 2:55 left in the game. Akers with a handoff. Jukes a few of the guys. Picks up about 4 yards on that run. Akers again has a first down. Picks up about 10 yards overall. Deep to Woods. Woods in the end zone. Rams score. Really wish they had 2-point... Two-point conversions in this version of Tecmo Bowl, but they don't, sadly. And my onside kick attempt... Sitting here jacking my jaw, not paying attention to the meter. Gotta stop Seattle fast. Gotta get them to turn that ball over. So I can take another shot at the end zone because I need a touchdown to win. I'm not going to play for no fucking tie. I guess I will if I have to, but to get it to overtime. Carson. Huge reception out of the backfield. 52 seconds left to play. Carson with the handoff. Brought down after a 7-yard gain. Russell Wilson keeps it, picks up the first down. 20 seconds left. We need a turnover, baby. Come on. Wilson gets the pass off to Metcalf. Metcalf with a cherry on top of the sundae. That's his 3rd touchdown tonight. And I'm falling to 0-2 on the evening. Boy, I bet you Bills and Rams fans, if the Rams actually have fans, pissed off at me right now. Sending bad mojo to their teams. Where is my stats at? Because I forgot to update them after the first one. Oh for 2 so far tonight. Got one more game to go. Let's see who won the channel point predictions. Did not win. Did anybody win? Does it show who won? Nobody won. Disappointed. Disappointed. Alright. Let's go to the 3rd and final game tonight. We will, of course, be putting up points again. I didn't think this through. I originally said I was going to control whoever won the coin toss, but as I only have one controller for this, I'm just going to play as a team I want to play as. And I want to see Washington kind of run the table here in the playoffs. I don't think they're going to, but they're going to be the underdog big time in the postseason. I'm going to play as the Washington football team. WFT. And I am going to return the kick. We'll start the predictions for this game after the kickoff. You've seen how I've played so far tonight. Can I get off the schneid here in the 3rd game? Sims is running really, really slow. And we're going to put the predictor up. Will Cap win this game? It'll be running for 15 minutes. Of course, or hell no. Yeah, I don't have too many people watching right now because there's something going on with a lot of my Blizzard, my Warcraft friends and everything. The Con Before the Storm is getting ready to start streaming here in a couple minutes. So a lot of people are going to be watching that would normally be watching me. And I've got a couple of friends that are involved in some of the panels tonight. I was going to stream my raid later, but I actually don't think I'm going to stream my raid because one of the panels I want to watch comes on at 9 o'clock. And I want to actually be able to pay attention, or at least listen to it while I'm raiding instead of worrying about what's going on my stream. Incomplete pass. Let me check some statuses here. Haskins. All average. McKissick. Thomas. All average. Passing to Scary Terry over his head. 3rd down and 10 for Washington. I could easily just tailor the playbook to what I would normally be using for the Giants. Thomas with the reception picks up the 1st down. But when I'm playing as teams other than the Giants, I tend to leave their playbooks intact. And Washington in the end zone. J.D. McKissick putting 6 on the board. Washington football team up 7-0 here in the 1st quarter. Hopkins kicks off, Mickens to receive. Just under 12 minutes left to vote. Do you think I'm going to pull it off or no? Hell no. Don't be afraid to vote hell no. Trust me, it doesn't offend me. Fournette picks up 2 yards on that run. Brady back to pass. Brady in the end zone. Brady! Oh, so close to putting 2 points on the board by busting Brady's ass in the end zone. If I would have got there just a second sooner. Fournette with the handoff. Fournette brought down after about a 12-yard run. Fournette tackled for a 4-yard loss. Tom Brady passes. Incomplete. Intended for Scotty Miller. Brady up top to Evans. Evans bounces off his hands. Incomplete pass. And the Bucks are going to punt with 20 seconds left in the 1st quarter. Down by 7. Sims back to receive for Washington. Ball way over his head. Takes a bounce. And Sims gets the ball to about the 13-yard line. McKissick with the pitch. McKissick has a 1st down. Picks up about 25 yards on that play. Haskins with a deep or quick release to Inman. Inman picks up another 1st down for Washington. Haskins rolling out. Block pass intended for Sims. McKissick again with the handoff. Brought down after about a 7-yard gain on the play. Haskins to Scary Terry McLaurin. McLaurin at the 10-yard line. Brought down. 1st down, Washington. McKissick with the pitch. Avoided a few tackles. Brought down at about the 2-yard line. McKissick again with the handoff. Again with a touchdown. I feel like I'm betraying the Giants playing as these motherfuckers, but hey. I honestly would like to see a team that has a sub 500 record win a few playoff games. And unfortunately, it happens to be one of my hated division rivals that's probably going to do it. The NFC East knows how to play against Tom Brady. Fumbled football. Buccaneers do recover. Fournette with the recovery. I don't think Fournette's going to get caught. Yeah, he is. I thought he had too much of an edge on me right there to get caught. Thankfully, the drones did their work. Fournette with the handoff. Bostic running really, really slow for me here, even with the boost. Fournette sniffed out, tackled for a 3-yard loss. Hand off to Fournette again. And he's going to make it into the end zone this time. Buccaneers on the scoreboard now. Trailing by a touchdown, pending this extra point. Might be a little bit more. It's good. Suck up to kick. Sims out of the end zone. Brings it out to about the 15-yard line. 6:27 left to get in on the channel point predictions. If anybody else is new to chat, you can bet channel points as low as 10 points. Try to double your points. Don't forget, if you look in the bottom right half of the screen, I've heavily discounted all of my channel point predictors, that rewards that will relate to Tecmo Super Bowl. You can pick my next offensive play when I'm on the offense. You got 8 plays to choose from. Choose run 1, 2, 3, or 4, or pass 1, 2, 3, or 4. Or when I'm on defense, you can tell me, hey man, put the controller down. Let the computer play against him for 1 play. Balance already redeemed one of those earlier, thankfully. The drone defense was able to keep Carson from getting more than about 3 or 4 yards. I was already getting hammered by Seattle, so it didn't really make a difference on that particular play. But I do think they wound up scoring ultimately on the drive. Brady overthrows Scotty Miller. 3rd down and 10 for the Bucks. Washington defense. A little too late getting to Brady. Brady hits Evans deep, picks up the 1st down. Brady sacked. Deron Payne bringing the pain. Woohoo! Overthrowing Evans. Just out of his reach. Brady brought down again. John Bostic with the sack on that one. 4th down and 26. Tampa Bay is going to try to put 3 on the board. Blocked field goal. Huge play from the special teams. Washington recovers the ball. middle with scary Terry McLaurin. McLaurin picks up the first down. 2:06 left in the third. 3:27 left on the channel point prediction. McKissick brought down for a 2-yard loss. Incomplete pass. Haskins to Inman. Inman in the end zone. And Washington scores again. Dontrell Inman. That had to be, looking at the replay here on my tablet, that had to be about a 45, 50-yard touchdown pass. Washington up 21-7 here in the third quarter, I'm sorry. Minute 13 left to play. 2:20 left on the channel point predictions. Will I win or will I lose? Whatever's in the pot gets split among the people that are playing. Brady brought down. John Bostic with the safety. The Washington football team giving me a little bit of redemption tonight after I played so poorly with the Bills and the Rams. 12 seconds to go in the third quarter. Washington's up 23-7. Haskins to Thomas, incomplete pass. McKissick picking up about 5 yards on the run. Deep to Inman. Inman stretches for it. Gets back up, gets about another yard or two. First down for Washington. It's really hard for me not to call him the R word. After 38, 39 years as an NFL fan, knowing them as the R word. Or as I used to call them, the Deadskins. McKissick. No gain on that play. 3rd down and 8. McKissick with the pitch. Fourth down and 1. I'm just gonna put a field goal up. Not on the hash. Is it gonna bounce? No good. I didn't think that one was going in. I was on the hashtag and not in the middle with my directional arrow. .252 left to play in the game. Washington up 23-7. O.J. Howard. Big reception from the tight end. Tampa Bay going to call those timeouts, try to keep as much time on the board as they can. Brady to Fournette. Fournette picking up a first down. He ain't going to be stopped. God damn. Leonard done scored on me. Another blocked extra point. Onside kick for the Bucks. Tampa cannot recover. Minute 41 left to play here in the game. Washington with a 10-point lead. It is still highly possible for Tampa Bay to come back. Haskins to McLaurin. Scary Terry got no opposition, straight to the fucking end zone. Big play for Scary Terry McLaurin. Every time I play against Washington, that's the one guy that's on the field that I'm really scared of. No pun intended on his nickname. That guy is a beast, and hopefully he'll pay off for me tomorrow on some of my DraftKings plays, because I got him as the captain on some of my showdown teams. He's going into the game with a sprained ankle, though, but he's still been putting pretty decent numbers up the last 3 weeks playing with a sprained ankle. Hopefully he continues to do so against the Buccaneers defense that's kind of been up and down all year. This is going to be the final play of the ball game. Bostic forces a fumble on Brady. Washington recovers. Washington with the win, baby. Big ball game to bounce me to 1-3 on the weekend. Got 3 games coming up tomorrow night on day 2 of the stream for the prediction stream this week. Unfortunately, my Giants did not make it into the playoffs thanks to Philadelphia throwing their game against Washington last Sunday night. So let's go to see the outcome. Of course I won. Prediction is completed. Let's see. Grats Columbo, you're the only one that predicted once again. Like I said, some of the normal people that would be hanging out are watching Con Before the Storm tonight. So, I don't feel too bad. Speaking of which, like I said, I've decided not to stream my raid tonight, which would normally start around 8:30 p.m. Eastern, Fridays and Mondays, because I actually want to listen to these guys, and trying to focus on a stream and raid and listen to a podcast be a little too much to balance, because we're going to be trying to progress pretty fast tonight. But thanks for hanging out, guys. I will be back tomorrow night around 6 o'clock Eastern Time. I got started a little late tonight because I had a phone call that I had to take. I'm going to send you over to Con Before the Storm, and I will see you later. Thanks for hanging out.
Interesting journey. So for a